our podcast. We have the Pubcast guys. That's a tricky one to say. Terry to my left, Aaron to my right, and I am Daniel. There's three of us so far.
3 out of 5.
Out of 5, yeah, not bad. Forget the other guys for now. So, what are we going to discuss today?
Well, naturally, me being a Spurs fan, Aaron being kind of United, almost, slightly.
I'm the
Got a soft spot for United.
I'm the referee then, basically.
Yeah.
Fair.
I should really start with next week's match, shouldn't we?
The worst European Cup final in history.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, really.
Where's Spurs? 16?
Well, Man United, what, 15?
17.
Oh, even worse.
That's what I mean.
We are.
They're fighting for European glory and they're both just about
Yeah, that's
out of
relegation.
Yeah.
Well, we're only out of relegation because of the 3.
Alright, saying that, what do you think about Wenger, what he said? If either one of you win, you shouldn't be going to the Champions League.
I saw one where he's coming from, but you can't change the rules once things are in place.
I don't think he has a bullet to stand on, to be honest, because he's at Arsenal.
Hey, you're going to be funny. He spent 15 years seeing the Champions League top 4 as a trophy. That's what he pretty much done. He was happy with that. So
I think football's changed since this time anyway, so...
I think the bigger question is if, out of the two teams, which one will it benefit more? I don't think...
Man United, definitely.
I don't think Spurs...
Well,
if Spurs get Champions
because they haven't got a
League,
trophy.
it will be a big thing.
well, yeah.
But would Spurs push on?
I'm the
It's
ref
going to be the first episode, and I'm going to end up tuning in.
I'm the ref that gives it.
But would Spurs push on after they won that? I don't think they
No.
would.
They're not going to get any better, that's for
Where
sure.
I think if United, if they won it, they would use that to invest in bringing better players. Because they've already got the name.
Invest in Man United not even paying for their team to even fucking go to the damn thing.
There's some big issues. But the thing is Spurs, I don't think would still be able to attract, even with the Champions League football, I don't think they've got the name and the brand and the history behind
Yeah, they've got a history, that's
to bring big international players over.
I think I totally agree with what you said. But I think the bigger issue is our wage cap. That's stopping us from bringing in.
But do you think, obviously,
Obviously,
you'll
you're
get
in the stadium.
you'll
No,
get
he won't pay. He won't pay
That's
that.
the thing. With
Yeah,
the
he
Champions
doesn't
League
give out. He doesn't give out.
he'll
Yeah.
obviously bring more money in, but I can't see them raising the wage cap still.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Because he'll say, oh, it's a one-off.
What's the winning bonus? If one of you win it, what's the prize money? You get a
I
trophy.
think it's about 100 million.
You get a trophy in.
I think they work it
Good
out
amount of money.
financially, it's about £100 million.
Mm.
You're not
But-
gonna
Yeah,
see
they're
money.
not including all the advertisements.
But then what they're going to say is that it's a one-off for Spurs. Obviously, they can't guarantee themselves European football again. It's unlikely they'll bring in players that are of that magnitude that they will bring people in.
It's only your history that's making you.
I don't disagree.
Because you haven't been.
But
you've been one off as well.
The
I mean,
history, the fact that they
The
haven't
history
got
does
the
speak
wage
about it,
cap,
that's the thing.
and the fact that they can offer Champions League, that's 3 big
It's
things.
the same thing when Jose was there. Look
Yeah.
how poor Man United was doing, but because he came there and he guaranteed
And they've
the
still
players
got
would get
that.
something.
Yeah.
They've still got the international reputation to bring people in. You're looking at people like
They
these.
still got that name, even though they're not as powerful.
Mate,
Red
that's
Devils.
it, yeah.
People still associate them as being one of the big 3 in the world.
I mean, when I was growing up, Red Devils, that scared the crap out of me. I
Yeah.
know other clubs scared me. Red
Yeah.
Devils, everyone knew about Man United.
But you're already seeing players like Liam Delap, who's obviously leaving Ipswich. He's already saying that he will go to United. He's the favourite to get you, and that's without them getting the Champions League. Now, he wouldn't go to Spurs,
No.
Yeah.
even if they got Champions League. That's the balance.
I think the other thing is the fact that Spurs is a London club.
There's
I think that's a big pull to a lot of players between the two, especially with. I think the name of Man United, as much as it's still big, it's not as big now because of the age of the player coming through. Man United wasn't the force it was when we were younger. So when you're looking at the younger players of the 20-year-olds,
I
Man
disagree,
United isn't
because
Real Madrid, Barcelona anymore.
Well,
They
Real
are
Madrid-
Man City,
Real Madrid's shit
Liverpool,
now anyway.
Arsenal.
I think maybe in this country, but abroad it's not the case. Now United have still got the massive fan base. If you look at the shirt sales, they're still like in the top 5 globally.
Oh yeah.
They still have a massive pull overseas, especially in developing markets like Africa, South America and Asia. Their name is still massive. If you look at when they go on their pre-season tours, they sell out everything.
Oh yeah, especially
And I'm not saying they're the only
when they go
club.
to the States as well, even Asia. When they go to Asia,
You go to Asia, it's stopped. The country stops when they land. If Spurs go there, you'll
They
get
have a
two
song
people.
and that's it.
And
Oh,
it's-
no.
so I don't think, and that's what I'm saying, where I think United push on a lot more.
I think it would benefit them more, but I still can't. I think you have so many issues that need addressing.
Yes.
I can't.
Do you think
see,
you're gonna win?
I think it's a case of who
I don't think there's a Spurs fan in the land that would 100% say, even though they only beat us since, was it 2022? For about.
You think like facts on your ass.
I'm sure it's like about 3-4 years.
I think there's a few things that
I still think there's not a Spurs fan that would say, yeah,
I think it helps. United seem to have got over.
An Arsenal fan would have answered that easily. Look, yeah, we would win this shit.
But the worst,
Yeah, they do.
the worst of United's injuries seems to be recovered.
As got worse.
That's what I'm saying. You've got Ahmad that's just come back for United. Maino's just come back. I haven't actually looked at. Obviously, Euro went off injured the other night, but they've got a big core that's returned.
Alright, let's talk player to player. Goalie wise, who's got better goalies?
Spurs.
Yeah.
There's-
I reckon Kinski has sub goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I'd say-
You agree?
I would keep the Spurs keeper. I think Onana.
Onana, I don't know why.
I think there's potential there, but I don't.
Not at Man
I don't think he can hack the pressure.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
the name.
yeah.
It's the
There's
name.
a lot of goalkeepers that have been really good, but when they
How do you get rid of the best goalie since De Gea?
it's going to be interesting. But the rumour is they're not
Even
trying to sign them.
Peter Schmeichel, right? Top goalies in Man United. Peter
Schmeichel.
Schmeichel, one of them.
No, he is
Van der Sar.
of
I
all
think
time.
Van der Sar's the best of all
The two of all time.
Well, actually, Petr Cech and Kudicini was amazing, and Petr Cech just came and said, "Look, I'm better than you, mate."
I wouldn't say Kudicini's up in the conversation. Czech is.
Cech.
They're the top three.
Even Bartes, I would say, was
And
he had
De
his
Gea.
moments,
Bartes was
moments, didn't he? Like,
It's.
So Peter Schmeichel, Van der Sar, and De Gea.
Yeah. But going back to
But then you get rid of De Gea and you bring in Onana. Like his bloody name is like a Rihanna
I
song.
think they tried to change the style of goalkeeper. They wanted one that could play out from the back because they've seen it's working at other clubs. I don't think Onana suits that system.
But you don't. It doesn't matter. That's the point I don't understand. Because I read that somewhere as well that they want to change the style of play.
Yeah.
Play from the back. Your goalie's stopping. His job is to stop goals. He's doing it. The
when you
Gea-
look at Man
De
City,
Gea was
when they
doing
got
I
rid of-
think it
Man
was-
City done it, didn't they? They got rid of what's his name, the England keeper, and brought in
Yeah.
And
So yeah, Joe Hart.
and that worked, didn't it? To be fair, they.
I just my thing. I think Onana's got potential, but not at this. At a club with so much scrutiny.
I think that you've done it for PSR. I don't want to start that conversation in a bit of a night, but I think it was for
you
that.
showed up late, so we don't have that long. Mate.
I think it was done for that, but I also think he wanted out. I think the style of play was an excuse.
I think he'd come back in a heartbeat, but Man United is probably the most critical team there is globally.
Did you see the video which everyone was saying that if Ferguson was managing now, he'll be in jail? Do you believe that?
In this day and age,
I believe it as well. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
I honestly believe because like football, like it's full of it's more softies now. They're ballers. Don't get twisted. They are good at what they're being paid to do.
But that's a completely different debate
But
because
they're not manly.
would
enough.
you have in this day and age? How good would players like Gazza be? Where he couldn't.
That's what I mean. They're not as
Ginola.
manly. They're not as manly.
When they can just run past people. Nowadays, they're protected.
Yeah.
And it becomes a question, how good would Messi have been when he had Vinnie Jones kicking him up in the air every 2 minutes?
That's the thing. Ronaldo went through that era.
No, it is, yeah.
Because he had all the Man United staff, players, everyone kicking him at training run. But it made him a better person. Messi, I don't think Messi ever. Messi, naturally talent.
Oh,
God,
100%.
except for his growth.
Yeah.
Naturally talent, but he wouldn't. I don't think that.
I don't think he could do it.
But it's
Let's
one of
not
those-
go there. Let's not go to that debate
That's
right
another
now.
day.
Let's stick to you. All right. So left backs.
Well, it's weird because obviously United don't
Technically,
really
left
have a
back.
left back.
Yeah.
If you talk about fully fit, we've got either Dougal or Shaw. Now, I think Shaw takes, on his day, takes anyone in that Spurs have got. But the question is, he's so unfit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think. I don't know. I think Shaw's. He's getting on a bit, isn't
It's
Oh, most of Man United is.
he? Yeah.
From the staff to the stadium to the players.
I think our
I don't think it's just all
squad in
short
general.
things.
Body wise, probably.
But by the way, he's gone through a lot. But if you talk about on his day, when he's fully fit, and don't forget he has been protected, brought back. Who's your left back that's going to compete?
Who is your left back?
Is it Doggy?
Friggin'
Mate, I think they're great.
But are you saying they're better than a fit Shaw?
Yeah, I'd say so.
no, on the day, team sheet, this is left back.
I don't think Luke Shaw will start anyway. I think it'll be Dorgan.
I don't think I've seen him start.
I think Dorgan will start, and I like Dorgan. I honestly do. I think Dorgan would go ahead of the Spurs left backs.
I think our wing backs are pretty decent, to be fair. I think they're
Alright, right backs.
It depends. Is he going to go Dallo? Is he going to try and put that's Rati out there, or even?
And I'm just going by the normal formation or 4-4-2. Forget that formation that they play now.
Yeah.
I'm just doing positions.
I would say probably Spurs. To be honest, there's. I think because of the style of football he plays, I think he'll play Ahmad as a running fullback, a wing back. So as a 4-4-2, I don't think Dallo or Mazzarani will get ahead. I don't think they've got enough talent.
Yeah. I'd say whoever we play as a wing back will probably be fine, to be fair. I think all of our defensive, although we seem to be letting goals in, but it's because of our high line more than anything. So I think our high line and relying on the pace of Van der Ven is the only thing that's letting us down. But I think going on.
Do you think Romero is a liability?
Yeah, 100%.
So
He's always playing on the cusp of creating an issue. You
So-
see it in his face.
Would you put
That's
Romero
like
in?
Maguire.
I think Maguire's played well, mate.
He has,
Yeah.
no,
Would
he
you
has.
put Romero in ahead of either Maguire, De Ligt, or Euro? Because I'd say on their day, all three of them are better than Romero.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm not being biased because I'm Portuguese. It's one of those Portuguese.
I just Romero's so risky, and it wouldn't surprise me if he got sent off.
You know the issue is like I said, because of the high line, you're putting him in,
But that's
giving him that.
you're playing a system that doesn't work for
But
him.
then also the way that he plays, I think sometimes you need that type of player that will you know like when you played before you'd be like, I know this motherfucker, he's 100% in. There's no like 50-50. He's not going to pull out. He's fully invested, and then
No
you
one's
end up with
questioning
that.
that,
You end up with that extra yard because of it.
But the question is, if you were picking a combined 11, would you put them ahead of the others? And I wouldn't.
Centre backs.
Right, obviously,
Yeah,
we'll talk about
sorry,
that.
yeah.
I think you've got to go with Van.
Van der Ven.
Van, because he makes mistakes, but his speed gets him out.
Even though you may have played three at the back there.
Yeah.
So we'll do two centre backs though. So
Yeah. So
We've done one.
Van der Ven one, and I would say Man United.
I'd say the Leeds.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the back front then.
Yeah.
Right. Left mids.
See,
It's got to be some really.
Is he still playing on the left?
not.
He's
He
generally
plays on the
the
left,
very
but
central.
Son plays on the left, and then you'll have what's his name, Richarlison. Sometimes he plays out on the left, doesn't he? Recently, he's been putting him back out there. Where he used to play there for Everton. I think that was his better spot, to be fair.
But who would you have as your first choice left? Let's go right for right. So who's your first choice left?
Oh, so.
We've been playing at quite a few young players, like Odegaard as well. He's been playing out there as well recently. But yeah, I'll probably.
This is a big boy thing now.
Yeah.
This is the moment Tottenham could finally have a trophy.
I have no word. Yeah, it'd probably be at the moment where Son's been injured.
See, when you pick up that cup,
is Son going to be fit?
That's Tottenham picking up that cup when you pick that cup up.
He'll be going out the window by half time.
If you're talking about, is he going to play in the cup? Is he going to be 100% fit?
I don't think he would start.
A bit like Luke Shaw.
Yeah,
if he was fit, he would be the left back.
Yeah, if he was fit, Son would probably play in front of Richarlison.
But if we're talking about who's
how old
going
is
to
he now? 34?
Yeah,
35, 34?
Yeah.
So then obviously United will be Garnacho. For me, on his day, he's amazing, but I don't think he suits the system that's in play. If it was a 4-4-2, I would take Garnacho ahead of Richarlison.
Well, that's the problem with Son, is I think since we started playing for the high line, Son likes to have the green in front of him to run into. But when we're playing so high line, there ain't no space for him to move with the ball, and that's what I think has been his issue this season, more than other than getting old and injured.
Jump to the other side then. Right.
And for me, there's no doubt in that argument.
Yeah. Centres. Let's go to centres.
You can't not have Bruno.
Yeah.
As much as part of me feels he's a bit overrated.
Don't look at me. Why'd you look at me?
I don't think
I'll put you.
You asked the question. You're the coordinator of this nonsense.
You can't be dismissing Kulusevski though this season. On the right.
But Bruno
shows up though. That's the thing.
He's got the
Bruno
most
plays
goals
in
in
the
the
centre
season.
though, doesn't he?
But that's what we're doing now.
That's what we're doing. We're in the centre now.
Kulu plays on the right. You can't do. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're going to go back to the right conversation.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking, right, you.
No,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
We've moved on
Yeah,
now.
I'm trying to find an argument to try and go against Ahmad.
Yeah.
After Saka, it's probably, when he's going, he's the most scariest one to defend against in the league, isn't it? Because he's very direct, he's very quick, he's got very good feet.
Come on, referee. You've got to jump in.
Jump in. You're
Hold on, you're
talking about your right mid player still?
Yeah.
I find that. We went past that. We're in centre mids now. That's the referee putting his foot down. Centre mids. Bruno Fernandes. Who you got?
Bruno Fernandes, you can't. He's been.
So, who's going to be the other one?
We've got Bentancur or.
If you're going to talk
Bergvall
about
as well. Bergvall
Casemiro,
as a young lad, I think he's been done
Casemiro's been stunning last week.
Yeah. Him and Maguire's just been.
Yeah, they've
It's
switched
weird.
on.
they've been taking something, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think Bentancur's been awesome this season.
Let's say three for midfield, because obviously there's going to be lots of changes in midfield. I would say you've got to have Fernandes and Casemiro, and then the other one is the Bale.
I think even with Maddison as well, because Maddison he's been off.
Madison, but he's not playing in the final, was he?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're just talking about.
We're
Just
talking
about
about
just actual game day.
Yeah, Bergvall's out as well. So you only really got Bentancur to step in.
So if we're saying three of them now, would you put him ahead of Maynard?
I would this season.
Well, you know what?
This season I would. I think Maynard's he showed himself in the end of last season.
I think he's been inconsistent with his injuries, trying to learn a new formation. Obviously he's young, it's a learning curve for him. I don't think he...
I think that's all bollocks, I'm sorry. I don't care if you're young or whatever. You're being... This is me being me. Not as a referee right now, being someone that played football or that malarkey. You're being paid to do what you're paid to do.
It's not...
I don't care how old you are. You got that professional contract. You fucking play ball.
But it's not. There's a difference between not trying and not being adaptable. You went and put Shearer in centre back. You're telling me he would still be international quality?
That's the team, basically. Mate, that's fine. On that part. That's paper. That's paper. That is paper. Do you think
As individuals, that's fine, but I think the Spurs play as a great team. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh.
I think the way we hold possession, passing, alright, we ain't got a lot going.
What's the furthest Spurs has been?
What, in the Champions
This is
League?
probably it.
Anything.
Oh,
What, Champions League final?
in Europe, this will be the furthest they've ever been.
Finals, weren't it?
Yeah, we got the Champions League final, didn't we, against Liverpool, and then...
How way back is that?
It was quite a while ago now, to be fair.
So they've never won everything.
Yeah, it was about 5-6 years ago, wasn't it?
But
Oh no, we was the first team to win the Europa League. British team. We was, no, we was the first team to win the Europa
I'm
Cup.
not that old to remember.
I don't even count it as a cup.
What, the Europa League?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Anything under the Champions League is not a cup.
Well, that's what this cup is. So, but it's.
I just like taking the piss.
I think the winner is going to be which team isn't shittest. It's
Yeah.
not going to be one team to
It's
Spain
either going to be
well.
0-0 or
Where's the
5-5.
finals? Where's the finals?
The Atletico's in Spain.
Ah. So
It's
basically,
like
Man
that
United
hours.
have a bigger, maybe have a bigger fan base over there.
Well, it depends. Obviously, they knocked them out, so there might be a few.
Spanish are weird, trust me.
I know my brother lives out there,
They're weird.
but I think it's going to be a case of which one doesn't fuck up.
Yeah. And Spurs. He's got the tag of
Predict the
Spurs.
score?
So
You don't want to predict the score?
he could even anywhere from 0-0
2-0
to 5-5.
2-2 penalties.
Yeah.
2-2 penalties. You?
I'll back the team, no. I reckon
Dunno,
it's going to be 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs.
Yeah.
Three,
I'll back my team.
3-1 Spurs. You heard it.
I'll back
3-1
my team.
Spurs. That's big bucks. That
I
is.
think Spurs will go ahead, so 2 goals ahead, and United will put it back in the last 10 minutes.
So Spurs go ahead.
And then we'll have to get your windows reglazed when they get switched.
I know a guy. That's that.
Yeah.
Then. That's that.
But I just don't.
He's confident Tottenham are going to win 3-1.
I didn't say I was confident. I just said that's what I'm not backing my team. Back my team.
That's confidence.
I'm not confidently backing them.
That's
I'm backing them.
I just think United have got their players back at the right time. And I think if De Ligt and Euro are fit, I think that'll be enough to see out. To keep them in it until the penalty shootout. And I think all of a sudden Onana will be amazing in a penalty shootout.
Do we agree then? Right, now that's that. Do we agree that the winning team should go to Champions League stages, or they should just go automatically to?
Are you saying these Spurs and Man United should, or do you think the winning in general and that's how they should do the
But winning in general, do you think the winner of the Europa should go to Champions League or just automatically go to Europa League?
No, I think it should go Champions League. I don't have an issue with that.
Of course you don't, because if Tottenham win.
No, just in general. I mean, if it was Arsenal, it'd be the other way around. But
Let's be honest, this is the first season it's been a freak like this.
I my side, I don't think they should go because how far low they are.
But as I said, this is the first time it's a free, and it's one of them ones, Champions League, at least they've won something. Why fifth in the Premier League and go into
Yeah, I
the
totally
Champions
agree.
League? They haven't won anything.
But that's how it's with.
And this is why Europe has always been, that you go through. They've had this for years. It's not
Oh
like
yeah,
it's the
but
first
now
time.
we've got that extra cup that's underneath now, isn't it?
oh, the Conference Cup's just a
So everyone moves up
yeah.
one. So the conference obviously will go up to Europa, and then Europa will go up. And it's you can't. Yes, I fully agree that it's crap that the 17th and the 19th place, but
I mean, it's only
would
England
you
that do
begrudge?
it. It's only England that have it because obviously English league is so.
No, but it would be the same, say, Barcelona B or
Yeah, but
someone that's
none of the other leagues can compare to English Premier League.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but if you had someone that was a lower down Spanish team won this cup, there wouldn't be this. No one would care that they've gone into the Champions League. It's because of who the two teams are, especially because it's Man
I
United.
honestly, if I think
I think it's the English press as well.
if Tottenham win, you're gonna hear this now. If Tottenham win, it's gonna be like England winning the
But
World Cup.
I would also say this: would you begrudge?
Especially in Essex and Harlow. Oh my god.
If you had Lake Lorien won the FA Cup, obviously they almost beat City. They went on an amazing run, won the FA Cup, and qualified for Europe. Do you think that would be fair that they're playing in Europe, even though they're in League One? They've done something, and the rules of competition are stated before you've done.
No, I think if they've done all that, then yeah, that's fine.
And so United,
They-
Spurs, the same.
Done the hard work.
every other Europa team was given the same briefing beforehand.
Oh, no, yeah, I know.
So I've got no issues with it.
I think it's I think it's the English press being derogatory towards.
As I said,
That's how
there
we
was
are.
a
We love to knock a team.
if
We
there was
love to throw.
whoever 15th was in
shit
Spain
at them.
won the Europa League, no one would care that they're in the Champions League this season.
It's the English press.
Because they know they won't last anyway.
But the fact is, especially because it's United more than Spurs, United are hated around the world. There's a lot of teams that hate United. Even teams that aren't generally, if you look at geographically, their rivals. Arsenal should, I know they've had their rivals, but Chelsea, they all hate United.
Oh, yeah. Actually, because of the history.
Everyone hates United.
Because of the history.
So, and you can go across globally. There's a lot of teams that, because of their history, and because they're on this disaster at the moment, they want to punish them. Because they're seeing them down, they want to kick them right. If I don't see the difference between United finishing 17th and finishing just outside.
Oh, but you know that's going to be an argument though.
I
You know that's going to be an argument. If one of the teams win, you know, like, oh, we won a trophy. Oh, where did you finish in the league? That's going to be the key argument. And you know it's going to be a team like, for instance, Arsenal's going to be doing it to you, and who's Man United's biggest rival? City, I guess.
So, okay, but as you look at the other way, we're talking about how many trophies Liverpool and United have won in the years. Does anyone mention when Liverpool will finish in the table every year for how many years?
No one
cares.
No one cares about it. All they care about is that they won.
I think ever since they beat that AC Milan team when they came back, ever since then Liverpool's been there in the conversation.
It's the fact that Nottingham Forest is still talked about as a big team, say they won the European trophy. And they won
not in first
championship.
not bad this season.
I'm not saying that, but if you were talking about they're a big team because they won a trophy 20 years ago, none of that is what's happened before, because on paper you're still a winner.
Yeah.
I can't remember who finished second in the 100 metres 5 years ago, 10 years ago behind Usain Bolt. No one cares.
I can't.
You only remember what you're winning.
I remember Arsenal finished second last year. We didn't win it. Yes, it's fair, right? I can't remember, I just know they didn't win it.
Well, just like she's ever said, it's like Netflix, isn't it? As long as next season.
That was a great comment. That was one of my favourite footballing comments ever.
Oh, that was hilarious when he said that. Oh my god, I was busted up so long. I think I was taking a shit.
Yeah, way too much info there, mate.
That's us cancelled.
No, we'll be alright, boys. We'll be alright.
There's going to be a lot of bleeping out there and it comes through. It'll be interesting next week, obviously, recording the day after this fight. Terry's still dehydrated from the tears that he shed the night
Mate,
before.
I'll tell you, there's been some repairs in my house during that game, like it was over the Champions League final. You know, all my kids are like, oh, they were crying off the Champions League final. This year, everyone's like, I don't want to watch it, I don't want to watch it. And you're going to avoid it.
Did anyone see the whole Wrexham motion? Coming up 3 years in a row now, I think they've done it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Don't be sure of it at all. They've been very smart business model because they've stuck with him for financial fair play, and they've used their assets as their publicity, and they've used that amazingly.
Mostly Ryan Reynolds.
I think don't the PSR don't start to the championship, does it? So they can spend whatever they want up until.
I think within reason, but they haven't gone ridiculous. They have spent.
They have spent.
They've spent a lot. No.
Are they getting Vardy or not?
Sorry?
Are they getting Vardy?
I think they will. Because I think
They probably will.
but they'll be championships.
That's what I'm about to say. When they go to championship, there are going to be more restrictions on what they can spend. So I think this will hold them back now. I think they've got to the point where they can't overspend because they're going to be watched.
But I don't think they are overspending. I think they're very good with their.
They have on the
They spend
I
a
saw,
lot.
They,
And on the
they
wages
haven't
as well.
been the top of everything. That's
You'll
the
be
thing.
surprised.
The money they got, they haven't been the top spenders
Yeah.
out of all the different.
They get a
categories that
lot
they
of money through their social media. Obviously,
Yeah.
they've got that
They've built
Disney
that up
Plus
over the years,
program. A couple of Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah.
Obviously, They're
I like
increasing their fan base over in the States. They've obviously got Ryan Reynolds promoted by every social media platform going.
Their revenue is massive now than what it was before.
So I don't think.
I mean,
that
some of
they
their
are
players
spending
started in the
excessive-
Deadpool movie. Come on.
Overall.
That's insane.
I don't think they're overly excessively overspending.
They spent a lot on their stadium and stuff like that, fixing it up and doing.
Yeah.
Because they're returfing again now for the championship level of football. I think a hybrid pitch that they're putting in now, so it might be. I think it's going to be 3G.
But it all goes on the expenditure on the wages, what they're buying on the players. I think that cap
Yeah.
is really going to hinder them this year in the championship.
I believe it's surprised. I think they'll have enough power, star power, and so I think their social media presence will generate the new revenue.
Is that class as a revenue for the actual club or for them in personally? Because it's the revenue for the club. Because obviously, all the sheikhs and all that, they can bring in as many billions as they want,
yeah,
but they
Newcastle.
can't fucking spend it.
There's
It's
ways
not
to make
Newcastle
it.
is
So
the richest club in
if
the
Newcastle can't do it.
If this is, for example,
600 billion or something like that. Newcastle.
Yeah, but Newcastle can't spend that money
No,
because of the way it's done. For
That's
instance,
what I'm trying to say.
if Ryan Reynolds does all his social media under Wrexham's social media banner, then that's Wrexham's money.
Yeah.
So he can just say, I'm cancelling my social media, I'm just going to use Wrexham's. And that becomes their revenue.
But they've got to generate it over a year for it to be classed as something that they can bring in.
So, but they're generating already.
They've been doing it since.
Yeah, I'm saying if obviously he didn't think about when he was in Big 2, so if he's obviously thinking of Championship from Big 1, he ain't done that year, is he?
Do you think they're going to win the championship?
You've also got 3 years before you have to balance your books. So if he starts,
Yeah.
Do we think they're going to win the championship?
No.
Championship and come to Premier League
No,
straight away.
no way.
no. I think they'll finish
Championship's a
it's
different
like-
animal for sure.
I don't think.
Because technically they didn't even win this, did they?
No.
They came second.
I think they'll be mid-table, and I think they'll be mid-table for about 4 or 5
Yeah, I
years.
agree.
They're the Fulham.
It depends on the body effect though, doesn't it? Because, I mean, he ain't a true striker, is he?
Yeah. But he's still in the same league. Though. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still in the same league.
Yeah, he's got the ability to make a difference
Oh, yeah.
and bring up the players around him when you play alongside someone.
And you also find you might find a lot of youngsters want to go play there because they want to have that social media presence. They want to.
Oh yeah, I'll be all over Brian Manson all that.
You'll be like, oh, I might be in Deadpool 4. So you're going, let's go get in there.
All over it. All over it. Cutting everything. I'm
You will
there.
find, I think,
Teabag.
I'm there.
I think there'll be non-financial incentives to go join that club. All of a sudden you'll be invited to Hollywood
I
Park.
think that's the law of the MLS, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're just going there just for you're at the end of your fucking career.
And you'll find they'll go make £10 million doing the American tour in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
Because he'll go out and he'll put on social media, I'm going to be at every game doing a question and answer session.
Yeah.
They'll set out every game.
Q&A's.
And
Q&A's make
There's
money.
ways that they can make enough revenue to keep the team stabilised that are within the financial fair play. If
I'd
you've
like
got
to see it.
if you've got Sheikh Mansour from Man City go, yeah, I'm going to go over if you want to come in, no one's going to bother. You'll get the die-hard Man City fans, but you're not going to have the general public. I'm going to come over because he's there. If I knew Ryan Reynolds was down the road and I think he's hilarious, oh, well, I'm going to go, this will be a good laugh.
How much does that bring in? Though? Don't bring in.
You'll be
Like, how many Q&A's you got to do to bring in? And we're talking millions. Though,
But it's this avenue financial streaming from that. You might find Netflix goes, you know what, we're
It
going to
depends
do
what
that.
platform you're on as well, isn't it?
YouTube are going to live broadcast it. That's money.
Yeah. See what happens, I suppose.
I
It
think,
will be interesting.
I think it's got the star power, and all of a sudden Brad Pitt will turn up to his to their games.
Oh,
I don't think Brad Pitt will be though, really.
Well, he turned up.
Not in
If
person.
you look at
yeah.
Deadpool 2, he turned up to be the Invisible Man. He was in it.
Yeah,
His
he was,
face
yeah,
in
he
it
was,
for
yeah,
20
he was, he
seconds.
was. Yeah, you saw him get electrocuted, that's when you saw his face appear up.
He literally turned up because he's friends with Ryan Reynolds. And Ryan Reynolds has got that sort of pull in Hollywood.
It's Ryan Reynolds, man, come on, that's a good looking guy as well. That's a good looking
Yeah, I mean,
guy.
I ain't copying his bollocks like you.
Oh, mate, I'm all over that.
You're doing a lot more.
Yeah. League and get us over the line for the Europa League. I'll probably get banned.
Find out he's the
I'll get
record
banned for
for
the podcast and things I'll do to get that cup trophy.
Look, there is Tottenham, Man United, bystander.
Alright, you ain't told us your predictions for the final.
Yeah, honestly, want my opinion?
A neutral one would be nice.
Man United,
Score?
2-1.
I can't wait to come in here.
Just because there's Portuguese
In
players.
our next podcast, I'm going to be full kit wanker and everything if we win.
Look,
So yeah.
as I said, I would rather Ulrich go up than Man United win. But we'll see. No,
That's why.
My only reason for one, it's not even for Champions League football next year. It's literally one for
You
my
just
kids to
wanna
see
wind
us
up
on the
Arsenal
trophy. But
fans.
yes, exactly that. A second Europa League on top of Arsenal's 0.
Well, look, there's loads of roads in Tottenham to progress after this.
I can't go backwards.
If we do, we go into the
Man United
Championship.
have
Well,
been-
that's
Is that your way of getting a trophy? You get demoted. So you
Yeah.
The only way you can get a trophy. Yeah, look.
We'll go down and play in the Coca-Cola Cup.
Silverware.
Whatever it's called now.
Silverware in that spider with the
Johnson
trophy
Paint
cabinet.
trophy.
Saying, you see, if they said if Man United was to win, they're not going to do a parade.
Yeah, they're doing barbecue.
They've done a cookout, a bloody cookout.
But at the same time,
Surely.
I agree with them not doing a parade because you're celebrating what should be simple for them, in theory.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going
No.
all round Man City Stadium with that trophy. My parade's round Man
If
City
it was-
Stadium.
If it was the
You're
Champions
telling me
League,
you'll do that to Arsenal?
Fucking 100%.
if it was Championship,
Fucking 100%.
if it was Premiership, Champions League, then fine, you do the top one. But it becomes you're celebrating.
Alright, I guess for
mediocre.
Man United, yeah, right. But for
I
Tottenham,
don't think Europa
That's-
League's
that's-
mediocre.
But it is in terms of
That's a World Cup.
United's recent history.
for Tottenham, that's a World Cup.
100%. It's fucking.
So
But
I'm
yeah, but-
all over
but-
Emirates. Just that
I
whole
don't mean it
thing.
horribly. You've got nothing to compare that to.
Yeah,
United have been the top, one of the top
Yeah,
three
but when was
clubs
the last
for
time
decades.
you won a European trophy?
It's still in
When-
recent
when-
memory. In terms of until the last 5 years, they've still been challenging.
Didn't Baldy win it? Or was it Jose that won it?
Not United.
No, United.
Jose won Europa.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you're looking at Man United, are expected to compete at a higher level. Tottenham are.
I think that's unrealistic though.
I don't disagree at the moment. It's unrealistic, and I think there needs to be a massive turnaround.
I think Europa League's overreaching for both of us at the minute. So I think you should.
Well,
Yeah,
the way both of you are sitting at 16 and 17, I fuck both of you guys.
Realistically, you should be celebrating that.
Oh,
but this becomes just celebrating, even though you fell.
It's not foul. It's
It's
overreaching.
fell for what you expect. If your son goes in for a GCSEs and everyone's told him he's going to get a 9 and he scrapes a 4 as a pass, are you going to be happy? No, because you're expecting a certain level from them. You know what they're capable of, what they're. So the whole way through school life, he's got. I know it's all changed, but he's got A stars on every test. Comes to his final GCSE, you're expecting it to be there or thereabouts, and he scrapes a 4.
I don't think that's a great analogy because I think you sort of getting A's.
Man, we've come off football
if-
now, haven't we?
If you, yeah, but once I'm trying to get to for your analogy, it's like your mum and dad got A stars. Now your kids have come through and they're getting
I don't feel
less because
But it's a history.
like that was years ago. You was
But
getting
it's
Champions
not
League.
But it's what is
Yeah,
expected.
Wait, hold on, yeah. That was years ago, you jumped.
Yeah, mate.
When was yours?
Yeah, my Champions League final was fucking before his. Before Man United's.
It becomes a case of
Our Champions League finals my kids can remember. Your kids can't remember Man United in the Champions League final.
can they remember anyone remember winning it for Spurs?
Yeah, but that's not what we're at. We're talking about overreaching and celebrating. That's what I was going to say.
But the
you
difference
should
is
celebrate.
I get what Aaron said.
I do. I understand that
Yeah.
you used to win
If
trophies.
my kid-
but
if my-
your
if I-
kids-
If
I hope
United
my
are trying
kid-
to achieve back up to that level, and you start celebrating what would be a lower level award,
I totally agree, but what I'm
it
saying,
becomes, oh yeah, we're happy with that. We're going to celebrate the crowds are going to come out.
How
And
nice is
celebrate.
it?
It's not.
yeah, but how nice is it for your kids who are Man United fans? Remember, your kids, but I'm just saying, kids in general that are Man United fans. Never seen them play the Champions League or win a European trophy up to this point. And say they don't win another European trophy because you are finishing relegation the same as us, pretty much, and you don't see them win another European trophy and you didn't celebrate the one that you did have, that's pretty sad, isn't it?
I would
Because if
rather-
I thought that,
I'll be
because I
honest.
know it'd be funny, if I look back and think, because once upon a time in our past year, Spurs won European trophies, the same as
I
Man
think
United.
that-
All right, it wasn't in the 90s, it was more 80s, but in the 80s we won European trophies. We were the first to win all the trophies. We were this great team. And if I said to my kids, don't celebrate this because we used to be European trophy winners,
But
then
I think
that's
a
a bit sad, isn't
difference
it?
in expectations to an extent. United, I know they've had a disaster, but we were expecting to be challenging the top four. We were expected to.
I don't think it was.
The most pundits said that they should.
Well, we were.
I never
yeah,
see it.
it's far off.
I never see it.
Very
That's-
far off.
Very
The only
far.
one I was
I think
disappointed
Tottenham
is
is happy where they.
the one team that I did think was going to do great this season was Chelsea that didn't. They didn't do it. I thought they were going to be winners with Arsenal. I thought they were going to be
See,
the
most
team.
people thought United should be up
I
there
didn't think
challenging.
Arsenal. I didn't
And
think United were.
I think, to be honest, I think United would have been top half without their injuries. I think they did lose too many players.
Guys, unfortunately, that's all we have time for today.
Good.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the first one.
Has been a pleasure, hasn't it? Aaron, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have Daniel. We're
Cheers.
from
Catch you next time.
Peace.